Jimmy didn't know was that Ralph was sick, a sickness that was not visible like smallpox, but no less dangerous and contagious.
Hello, Wussy, and welcome back to the Queerhouse, where we try and make sense of artsy-fartsy gay movies. March 5th, 2020 marks the 23rd anniversary of The Watermelon Woman. If you don't know what The Watermelon Woman is, first of all, you're racist. Possibly homophobic, but like, let's be real, if you're watching this, you're gay, so we can scratch that one off. The Watermelon Woman is the first film in recorded history to be made by a black lesbian. And the film is about being the first film to ever be made by a black lesbian. It's a queer cult classic, so if you haven't seen it, do your homework, okay? I'm a busy professor. I don't have time to redo my lectures because you don't come to class prepared. But for the rest of the class, I want to give you guys 3 lessons that we can learn from The Watermelon Woman to this day about queer history, because 23, 3, this is also a math lecture. Number 1, queer history is also erased history. This film follows Cheryl as she pieces together the history of a forgotten figure who was in a decent amount of films. So you would think, where is her credit? The truth of the matter is that there is a lot of actors and actresses whose histories have been erased by the monolith that is America's Hollywood. James Dean and Josephine Baker are 2 individuals that at their respective time periods were revered as sex icons. For the straights, however, they were both pretty bi, and like everyone knew it. They just weren't allowed to say anything about it. So given that, The Watermelon Woman really makes you question, well, what other queer creatives in the film world were erased from history? Point number 2, interracial love does not exclude black love. So the subplot of this movie is Cheryl getting booed up with Diane, but as we address, this is the black lesbian movie, and Diane ain't no black lesbian. For anyone who doesn't know what I'm alluding to right now, there is a somewhat history of black activists and creatives who are pro-black being described as black on the streets, white in the sheets. Basically the idea that they promote black excellence and black beauty for their careers and around people, but in their personal lives they do not live that because they date white people or anyone else outside of the race. But tiny little secret, racism doesn't stop just because you're dating a white person. And you can still feel very strongly about that even if you're dating a white person. And The Watermelon Woman seems to agree with me, because the film never questions Cheryl's activism or dedication to the cause because her girlfriend is white. They make jokes about it, but like, jokes are jokes. And that's a dope message, and it's honestly still applicable to today. Number 3, in our final lesson, the power and the understatement. The film is wrapping up. Turns out the mammy was played by a black lesbian. Oh my gosh, look at that history. Ooh, everyone's feeling good about themselves. And then at the very end, there is text put on the screen reminding us and explaining to us that The Watermelon Woman is, at the end of the day, a fictional story. And this really hits hard on twofold. On the black aspect, this person who was in the film just as much as anyone else was completely disregarded by the people making the film and history itself, to the point where the filmmaker had to write a backstory for her. But on the queer aspect, it was so difficult for this lesbian to find a lesbian in a historical film that she had to write a lesbian role for a person so that she could have a movie and have a story to tell. Cheryl, as the filmmaker, had to create this story, and by extension this film, to create history where history refused to make it for her. Not only that, but nobody cared enough to even question if anyone was a black lesbian in film up until this point. So we'll never know. And that, to me, is one of the most creative, like, mind-wrenching ways to get a point your story about queer history. And I'm gonna leave you guys right there just like her. So thank you for stopping by, and bye. We'll see you.